Hi YouTube. Alright, let's get straight to the point. What I want to talk about today is the secret to happiness. Now, I'm a psychology major at the Florida State University. But anyway, I am a psychology major, so I have a class that I take called social psychology. And I have learned a lot of things. One of the topics that we discussed was happiness. And we talked about how people have their own ideas about what will make them happy and what actually makes them happy. Statistically, if you want to be happy, the so-called secret to happiness is basically getting married, because according to statistics, married couples are happier than single people, and not having kids. Um, Actually, contrary to most people's beliefs, having kids actually kind of takes down your happiness. Not to say that having kids is not a fulfilling and wonderful thing, because I myself want to have kids one day. But the fact of the matter is that having kids brings a lot of stresses to life that you don't have when you're just a married couple. And those stresses do sometimes detract from your overall level of happiness. But at the same time, the rewards that you get from having a child totally outweighs those very minimum, in my opinion, very minimum detractions from happiness. So yes, statistically, those are the keys to happiness: get married and don't have kids. But what I want to tell you is, above everything, here is the real secret to happiness. The secret to happiness lies in your mind. When I was reading my social psychology book, there is something called the hedonic treadmill. I don't know if I'm saying the word right, but it's called the hedonic treadmill. And basically, what it's about is that basically this theory states that no matter what happens, we're going to eventually go back to our regular level of happiness, or unhappiness in some people's cases. What they did, these people did a study where they talked to people who had just won the lottery and people who had just become permanently paralyzed due to a car accident. Now, you would think winning the lottery would make you really, really happy and change your life and make it so, so great. But they waited a time period later and they talked to these people again. And these people were no happier than me and you. The lottery winners now were no happier than me and you weeks or months later. Yeah, they were really happy at the beginning, but it gradually goes down and they go right back to the same level of happiness that they were at before. As far as the paralysis victims went, they were only slightly unhappier than the majority of people in the world. They weren't as unhappy as you would think they would be. Yes, at the beginning it was really traumatic and they were really, really unhappy, but gradually they went back to their regular level of happiness. It was a slightly lower than before, but it was still, that average level of happiness. Which is surprising, because people would expect these people to be devastated for a lifetime, just like they would expect a lottery winner to be happy for a lifetime. No. You eventually go back to your average level of happiness. Which goes with the saying, as far as money can buy happiness. No. Well, I'll put it this way. Yes, money can buy short-term happiness, but long-term happiness it cannot buy. Money can only buy happiness for the immediate time period. It does not last. So this goes on to say, also when I was reading, it talked about how it's all about your mind state. Basically, it's the way you look at life. If you look at life as as an evil thing where everybody does everything wrong and everything bad will always happen to you, you will always be unhappy no matter what happens. No matter if you find the man of your dreams, no matter if you get rich, no matter whatever happens, you will always tend to have a certain level of unhappiness in your life because of how you view things. Yeah, you might have found the love of your life, but because of the way you view things, it doesn't really make a difference. He might be the love of your life, but you don't trust him because you think all people are going to do you wrong. He may be the love of your life, but you don't think you deserve him because you don't value yourself as a person. Because of your beliefs, you can't enjoy the good things that are happening around you. So, the same thing goes for somebody with a more brighter view of life. That, let's say you find the love of your life, and a person who is optimistic, believes that they deserve this. They are happy and they take it for what it is. And they appreciate it. You know, they don't downplay it. They don't focus on the negatives. They focus on the positives. That difference alone can set the standard for your life and how happy you will be. So if you want to be happy, change the way you think about the world, which will change the way you see about the world, which will change the way you feel about the world. Change your mind, change your view, change your heart. You want to be happy? You have to start thinking happy. You want to be happy? You have to put your happiness into action and act happy. You want to be happy? You have to believe that you can be happy. The secret to happiness is not anything external. It's not anything outside of you. The secret to happiness is inside of you, and realizing that you have the power to make your life be whatever you want it to be. So live, love, and be happy. You deserve it. Bye.